Welcome back to Just 2 Minutes, Just 2 Mishnayos. This Mishnayos and the Nishmas, Fred Ale Basracha, and the Schus of Eli Yitzchak Ben Gila, and the Frost, Der Basrivish, Nafur Shalema. We're recording this for the next, probably today and tomorrow, and then hopefully on Sunday we'll be back filming it, because you just need to set up a camera, because this phone doesn't have so much memory. So Msecha Sotah Parak Beis, Mishnah Alpha, Mishnah Beis. So this now we're carrying on to talking about the Sotah. So the Sotah now we're carrying on with the process. She brings a carbon mincha, and so they put the carbon, which is made out of flour and some other things which we're going to discuss in a second, into a basket, and she has to hold it, like to try and to exhaust her basically. Basically, we do whatever we can to try and exhaust her and to try and get her to admit to it, so we don't have to erase the Shem Hashem. Now we're going to talk about the differences between her carbon mincha and the regular carbon minchas. Her carbon mincha, most carbon minchas, the whole time it's in a copper bowl. But here it starts off in a basket and it ends up in a copper bowl. Most carbon minchas, you take flour and you mix it with oil and frankincense. But here we don't mix in oil or frankincense. Any other mincha comes from flour. This one comes from barley. But even though the mincha that they bring at the end of Sfiras HaOmer was made out of barley, then it was made out of very finely sifted flour, very good quality flour made out of barley. But here, it's just like very roughly ground barley. Ram Gamliel says that measure for measure, just like she acted like an animal, because an animal doesn't care about who it's with, like it's not makbid. It's not stringent about who, like, with its spouse. So like this, she brings up a carbon, which is basically animal food, like this roughly ground barley. Mishnah Beis Harim Evi Plai Shel Cheres Chadasha. The carbon would then take a cup made out of pioli is the Greek word for cup. They would take a cup made out of a new cup made out of pottery. They would put in half a leg of maim and a kir of water from the kir, which was the copper vessel that stood in the court of the Beis Hamikdash. Rabbi Yehuda says no, they only put in a ris, which is less. Because Rabbi Yehuda also says that on the Megillah, the piece of paper that we put into the water with Hashem's name on it, we put in. Rabbi Yehuda also says that we write less on the paper, so he also says we put in less water. Then they would go into the court of the Beis Hamikdash and turn right. There was a square of an amma by amma, cubit by cubit, and there was like a special tile made out of marble, and there was a ring on it, and then when he lifted it up, there would be dirt underneath, and we take it up and put it in the water, so that would float on top. It says in the pasuk they have to have this dirt floating on top of the water. Good Shabbos, and those are today's Mishnayos.